This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. And here's an interesting development. Car buyers in Norway have shrugged off their anti-Musk feelings and are ordering Teslas, especially the new Model Y. In the first half of the year, sales shot up 24%. Reuters reports that buyers seem to be willing to turn a blind eye because they love Tesla's supercharging network and the ease of using the car's tech. However, sales in Europe have been a disaster so far this year, down 40%. So now the question is, will the rest of Europe follow Norway's lead and start buying more Teslas, or is this just something that's unique to Norway? BYD is the shining example of China's booming automotive industry. Everyone seems to be talking about it. It's always BYD this and BYD that. Last year, it surpassed Honda and Nissan in global sales, and it surpassed Ford in operating profits. But guess what? Now Geely is catching up to BYD. In the first half of the year, Geely sailed past the Volkswagen Group and is now the second largest car company in China. Even though BYD's sales grew 33%, Geely's grew even faster, up 47%. In July, Geely was only 61,000 units behind BYD, and analysts believe it will continue to maintain its growth as more new models hit the market. You know, it's hard being a startup car company. Now comes word that VinFast founder Pham Nhat Vuong is pouring another $1.5 billion of his own money into the company as it continues to post losses. And this will be on top of the $2 billion that he's already put into the company. In return for his latest investment, he's going to get VinFast R&D assets, which will be spun off into a separate company. VinFast is on a major expansion push into India and Indonesia as it pivots away from the US and Europe, where its sales have largely failed to materialize. And that makes us wonder if it will ever build its $2 billion US EV assembly plant in South Carolina, which was supposed to open a year ago. Now VinFast says it will open in 2028, but local media reports that absolutely nothing is happening at the construction site. And talk about hard luck EV startup stories. Lucid Motors kicked off production of its Gravity SUV in December, but car buyers don't seem to be very interested. According to S&P Global Mobility, only 9 Gravity SUVs were registered in the US in the first half. By comparison, Lucid's Air sedan had 4,780 registrations. Lucid doesn't dispute S&P's numbers, but it says they're misleading because there's a lag between when vehicles are sold and when they're registered. It says sales of the Gravity are actually in the multiple hundreds. It also blames production delays. Even so, that's a pretty low number, and Lucid is counting on that SUV to dramatically boost its sales.
Performance that shines, even in the rain. That's what really matters. Bridgestone Potenza tires, improved grip in wet conditions.
Autonomous vehicle company Pony.ai only reported a small amount of revenue in its second quarter results, but we're impressed by its rate of growth. Revenue came in to roughly $21.5 million, which was up over 50% compared to Q1 and up nearly 76% over last year. Its robotaxi operations generated only $1.5 million in the quarter, but that was also up almost 160% compared to last year. And Pony.ai has the potential to keep this growth going too. It currently has over 500 robotaxis in its fleet, but it expects to reach 1,000 before the end of the year. And its newest generation of vehicles are cheaper and longer lasting as well. It slashed its autonomous hardware costs by 70% compared to the previous system, and the new vehicles offer a design lifespan of 10 years or 600,000 kilometers, which is about 373,000 miles. This has got to be a nightmare scenario for Stellantis CEO Antonio Filosa. He's under enormous pressure from the Italian government to boost Fiat's production in Italy, but the company's sales and production are falling. And now comes news that Chinese automaker Dongfeng is making a big push into Italy. It just got an order from an Italian distributor to sell 9,000 vehicles a year and is also growing its sales network. It currently has 20 dealerships in Italy, and by the end of the year, it plans to have 40. To help grow awareness of the brand, Dongfeng is setting up pop-up stores across the country and is also demonstrating technology like its driver assistance system. And for every one it sells, it probably means that Fiat will build one fewer car. Shanghai Hydrogen Propulsion Technology, or SHIPT for short, seems to be unfazed by any trade war going on between the US and China. It got what it calls a, quote, bulk order from a US client for its fuel cell stack and says it just delivered the first small batch. The unnamed client is using the stack in mobile power generators, so now SHIPT is trying to expand into the same area in Germany, Switzerland, and the UAE. Those fuel cells can be used as mobile charging stations for EVs, as well as for providing power at events like concerts or fairs. Yangwang made headlines when it boasted that a version of its U9 hypercar would come with nearly 3,000 horsepower. But there's at least one skeptic. The founder and CEO of Rimac, Rimac, says he doubts whether the vehicle can actually deliver all that power due to battery, motor, inverter, and tire limitations. He estimates that the car would already have to be going 150 miles an hour or over 240 kilometers an hour to unleash all 3,000 horsepower at once. So Rimac might be onto something. We think this car is more about setting track records because the standard version of the U9 with nearly 1,300 horsepower is still about 13 seconds slower on the Nürburgring compared to cars from Rimac and Xiaomi. You all heard about Ford's new universal EV platform that was developed by its Skunkworks team in Silicon Valley. The platform significantly cuts costs and can support multiple body types. Part of the cost savings come from a new production process that reduces parts and assembly time. But we want to know what you think about the program. Will it succeed? Or will it fail? Or will it be something in between? We have a poll right now on our YouTube channel that's open to everyone. If you'd like to participate, just click the Post tab. By the way, this is going to be a major topic on Autoline After Hours later today. The show goes live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on our website and YouTube channel, and I hope to see you there. But that's a wrap for this show. Thanks for tuning in.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. CSP, the composites solution partner. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. And thanks to the following YouTube and Patreon members.
Developing today's vehicles, issues can happen in an instant. What good is knowing your problems without the data to solve them? Meet Wireless Neovi Cloud, your secure off-the-shelf solution, empowering real-time collaboration for quick resolution. With Wireless Neovi Cloud, your team can prevent issues before they can escalate. Driver communication data and remote diagnostics to analyze and resolve your problems using OTA, allowing your executives oversight throughout the process. Wireless Neovi Cloud, your vehicle update solution in production and on the road. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
At CSP, we work with OEM engineers across the country on their journeys to lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly vehicles. Learn more at thecsp.com.